Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some major news to go over regarding Pokemon Legends EA. The Teraleaker is back. He's given updates on the starters, the region, some other features about the game. There's a lot of things to break down today and take a look at. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, massive shout out to Soul Silver Art. They've compiled all of the information regarding what the Teraleaker has been saying over the last 24 hours into one really easy to see thread. So massive shout out to Soul Silver Art for that. But yeah, there's some juicy information in this. There's some Scarlet and Violet leaks in here. There's some Legends EA leaks in here. And some surprising bits of information as well. So very excited to get into this. But either way, these are, again, I guess leaks, but they're not 100% confirmed. The Teraleaker has gotten everything right so far because they've literally hacked Game Freak, so they know everything. But at the same time, things can change. So obviously always think about that kind of side of the coin as well. But anyway, let's get into the juicy information. So Soul Silver right here saying, warning, Pokemon Legends EA leaks are out there. So this is a recap thread from the Teraleak today. So Scarlet and Violet source code / home files were released. Take it all with a grain of salt, as some reports on things but without proof or an explanation of pics of data. So as for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet information, a future Paradox Buffalant was cut for Iron Boulder, and the Charcadet line used to be a 3-stage evolution line. So this info comes from Mr. Cheese on Blue Sky, link to his findings below. So this is in December 2021, the following Pokemon's descriptions were changed. So we had 5 A's here for past Salamence, future Buffalant to future Donphan, future Ice type being future Delibird, 5 B's equals future Gardevoir, which is Iron Valiant, semi-legendary 1 is the Vessel, semi-legendary 2 is the Sword. So we were going to get a futuristic Buffalant, but it did get changed to Donphan. I would have preferred the Buffalant because we already had a past Donphan, so it would have been nice to have like a past Donphan and a futuristic Buffalant. But at the same time, that was scrapped and they just went with a future Donphan and a past Donphan as well. And then as well as that, semi-legendary 3 to Tablet, semi-legendary 4 to Magatama, Charcadet 3rd stage evolution line, that was changed to a split evolution line. So obviously Charcadet evolves into either Armarouge or Ceruledge. Apparently it was going to be a 3-stage evolution line, so we don't know if it was going to be like Charcadet into Armarouge and then into Ceruledge, or maybe Armarouge was a lot smaller and then that was the middle stage kind of form. But either way, it was going to have 3-stage evolution line. We already know about the Magikarp, which obviously was changed to Toedscool, and we also know about the Gyarados as well, which was changed to Toedscool. They were originally going to get regional forms or regional fakes in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but of course it was scrapped. We already knew about Convergent Magikarp, but future Buffalant being cut is totally new information. So that's the Scarlet and Violet portion. We lost out on future Buffalant. And as well as that, we lost out on a 3-stage Charcadet evolution line. I kind of like how they did the Charcadet line anyway, having, I guess, a bit of a version exclusive in each game, because both Armarouge and Ceruledge look really cool. So I kind of like how they did that anyway, but it would have still been kind of nice to see what that 3rd kind of stage would have been, or that middle stage would have been for the Charcadet line. But anyway, there's the Scarlet and Violet leaks. Moving on, so we now take a look at Legends EA. Okay, so now starting the Pokemon Legends EA leaks. So the hacker deleted most of the Legends EA information that was found in the Scarlet and Violet source code. Remember, the leaker did say they weren't going to reveal anything about Legends EA or Generation 10, just simply because I don't even know, maybe they didn't want to spoil it or something. But they also said they weren't going to leak Scarlet and Violet stuff because there were still things that were yet to be revealed. So I don't know why they're now suddenly revealing it, because nothing has really dropped, barring that Shiny Rayquaza raid. So maybe that is what they were referring to. But at the same time, they have deleted a lot of other stuff as well. So it's interesting why they're doing certain things. But anyway, but as the hacker was going through Legends EA and Generation 10 data, they found a super version of Pokemon Legends EA. And they speculate that it could be a Switch 2 version of Pokemon Legends EA. This would sadly make it more likely that Legends EA would release much later this year, in my opinion. So we are apparently getting a super version of Pokemon Legends EA, which would be an enhanced version of Pokemon Legends EA. Remember, Legends EA is playable on the Switch 2 via backwards compatibility, but I feel like if ZA is a launch title on the Switch 2, then that's why we're going to be getting this enhanced version. So maybe that is why it got pushed back. Maybe they were like, look, Generation 10 is not going to be out until 2026. We want a Pokemon game on the Switch 2 in 2025. Push Legends ZA back a little bit. Drop it on the Switch 1, but then also drop it on the Switch 2 with an enhanced version. So maybe that is why it got delayed. We don't really know. But the fact that we are potentially getting a super version of Pokemon Legends ZA is very, very interesting, to say the least anyway. And then also, we have this, but then there was this quote from Jeff Grubb today, who is a very reputable source of gaming information, that said everything in the Pokemon Direct will be focused on the Switch 1. So that is a whole different conversation. There's a lot to break down from that. We're going to go over that in a future video, either tomorrow or over the weekend, because there's a lot to break down about that Pokemon Presents in regards to what he said and what we are potentially going to be seeing. So I'm going to skip that for now. It doesn't really change much of this video. It's just a little bit, there's a lot more information to kind of break down for that, and like I said, I want to kind of make a separate video where that is the kind of sole purpose. Today we're taking a look at the Legends ZA leaks, but either way, yeah, there has been a little bit of presents details kind of thrown around there by reputable sources. Anyway, moving on to Legends ZA stuff. So a special form being added to Legends ZA to-do list was found. So this could hint to regional forms being in Pokemon Legends ZA, but it could just be Mega Evolutions too. So also apparently possible regional forms of Gallade and Shiftry were found in the Pokemon Home data. So they were found in a list of regional forms around Hisuian regional form Pokemon, apparently because they had the abilities updated. I'm a little unclear on this info, but they are there. So to me, this sounds like they could have been cut from Pokemon Legends Arceus or even Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If you think about it, it would make a lot more sense for them to be in those regions, especially Hisui. Many people think they will be in ZA, but I still don't buy it, though I would love it. So you'd expect Gallade to be in Legends ZA anyway, because it has a Mega Evolution. But Gallade and Shiftry getting regional forms would be very, very interesting, because that means that the Ralts line is just going off in all these different directions. You've got it evolving into Gardevoir, you've got it evolving into Gallade, you've got it evolving into this regional form of Gallade, and then you have Mega Gallade, you have Mega Gardevoir, all these different things popping out of the Ralts line. But yeah, I think a regional form of Shiftry I think would be really cool. Shiftry is not a great Pokemon, Grass Dark is not a very good typing in the slightest. So for that to get a bit of a buff would be kind of cool to see. But again, could have been scrapped from Scarlet and Violet, could have been scrapped from Legends Arceus, might be in Legends ZA, we don't really know. That's just speculation at this point. They may get forms in the next Pokemon game. You know, just take it with a grain of salt. We'll have to wait and see closer to the time. And then as well as that, let's take a look at the starter Pokemon portion. So people are freaking out about this starter hint, but the hacker wasn't really clear on what we are exactly getting for starters, and that's not new news. So I've been talking about the starter possibilities for the past 3 weeks. Not even Riddler-Q flat out confirmed that the Kalos starters are what we are getting for sure or not. So really, we still don't know, but they both seem to suggest that there's more than what we are seeing. So this is what the kind of Teraleaker said. So we will say just one thing. We said we were not leaking any information regarding the upcoming games. Do you think we would have released Mega Turtle if there were really that much information here? And then they go on to say also, Pokemon Legends game series started with a random set of old starter Pokemon. Why would they do something else in the upcoming game and decide to strangely just reuse a past game starter set? So this is very, very interesting information, because obviously we got this Anaheim picture, which kind of convinced everybody that the Generation 6 starters would be the starters, because this is literally promoting Worlds 2025. The 2025 game is Legends ZA. You'd expect the starter Pokemon to be on that on that picture. If it was set in France, maybe it'd be different, but the fact that it's in Anaheim, it just kind of convinced everyone that these were going to be the starter Pokemon. And Riddler-Q did say, you know, don't worry, something is different, a merch on sale on this year or whatever. But the fact that the Teraleaker now has said, you know, why would they do anything different for the Pokemon Legends series, gives me the impression that the starters are not going to be the Gen 6 stars, because why else would they say this? They've said, why would they do something else in the upcoming game and decide to strangely just reuse a past game starter set? So for me, the Teraleaker has played through the game. He knows what the starters are. The fact that he's saying, why would they change them, makes me think that maybe they are just going to be 3 random starters now. So we've been under the impression that it's the Gen 6 starters for the longest of time now, literally since last November. But now it's literally blown up again, and it could be 3 random stars. So that Snivy, I guess, Snivy, Piplup, and then either potentially Scorbunny or what was the 5-starter Torchic. They generally could be the starters again. So, yeah, I don't even know. I mean, hopefully we get the trailers soon, but as of right now, I just no idea what these starters are, because we were so certain, but now the Teraleaker has come out and dropped a bombshell that makes us think, oh, okay, well, actually, why would they use the old set of starters? They're actually going to be 3 different ones. So let me know your thoughts on that. I'm kind of convinced now that they are going to be 3 random ones, because why else would the Teraleaker say it? Like, if it was the Gen 6 starters, and they can see that that's what everyone's guessing, then they wouldn't say anything. So the fact that they've said something makes me think that we are all wrong. And then lastly, this is the most speculative and not vetted bit of information. All of this could have and could still change before Pokemon Legends EA's release. It's still worth reading for speculation purposes. Seems Chespin will probably just be in the game at least. So also, this was just some speculation I heard earlier today, but like how Generation 10 started development on the Switch 1, a lot of this Legends EA information being found possibly with some of Scarlet and Violet's code, in my opinion, that could suggest that Legends EA was already being developed alongside Scarlet and Violet. So to all those thinking ZA isn't already finished right now, should maybe rethink that. So this is kind of a little bit more information here from Eclipse. Basically, well, this is his actual kind of couple of posts on it. So he's saying, you know, Legends EA was supposed to be released in 2024. We don't know the original date, but Pokemon Home compatibility was supposed to be already available around June 2024. So we were supposed to have Pokemon Home compatibility in June 2024. So that's before November 2024. So it's supposed to have a release date, apparently, before November. I mean, why else would they bring out home compatibility for Legends EA if the game's not already out? It doesn't really make that much sense. And then they also went on to say this as well, saying Legends EA leaked information subject to change, obviously. Pokedex starts with Chespin and ends with Volcanion. No Wonder Trading available. No battle points of any sort available. And then all Pokeballs available in Scarlet and Violet can be obtained or transferred into Pokemon Legends EA. We analyzed the same code that this comes from, and most of it is still in development with multiple to-do comments and clear placeholders, so we can't conclude any of this yet. And then also the Pokedex part is incorrect. It's not referring to the game's regional Pokedex. That part of the code is for the national Dex portion the game has. So, I mean, I guess it confirms that Chespin and Volcanion are going to be in the game, which we'd expect anyway. But it doesn't obviously confirm those as the starters. And then here's some more credit to that theory I mentioned in the tweet above, the one about Scarlet and Violet and ZA being developed around the same time. So we have Pokesutami here saying, just saw one part of the leak, not at all relevant or important. I just found it interesting that for all of the gens they used the Pokemon's Japanese names, but for Baldea Pokemon the code names were used. Sprigatito was written as Nico1, and then Petrant was written as Dokutaru. Perhaps this implies that at some point the two games, Scarlet and Violet and ZA, were being worked on at the same time. So if this is true, Legends EA's been worked on potentially since when Scarlet and Violet did. And obviously it's still not out yet. So it's being worked on for a solid amount of time, and they've postponed it as well. So I'm expecting big things from Legends EA. I think if we do get this like super version on the Switch 2, then it's going to run really well, and it's going to, you'd like to think, be a really, really nice game. And then also from Centro saying, we finally have confirmation that Legends EA will be the first main series game to add the Spanish Latin America language option. Game Freak is hard at work at adding compatibility of this language to Pokemon Home. So Legends EA will have that. And then as well as that, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet only started development in 2020. So this is also some information from the source code. Saying due to source code leaks that happened today, we can confirm that development started on the 28th of May 2020. This means that Game Freak really only had 2.5 years to make and release the game, which isn't a lot of time. We thought it was a lot more than that they had on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but apparently that is not the case. And then, yeah, Wonder Trade also will not be in Pokemon Legends EA, which isn't a massive surprise because, you know, it wasn't in Legends Arceus. Trading was in Legends Arceus, but we don't think that Wonder Trade is going to be in the game. So those are all of the Legends EA leaks. Some crazy stuff, really. Potentially new forms in Gallade and Shiftry. The starter kind of idea has all been thrown around as well. And then also, like I say, the fact that it's being worked on for a very long time is also very, very interesting. But let me know your thoughts on all these leaks and stuff. Everything that we've covered today. We also have a new rumor to go over as well. It's just a quick little rumor regarding Pokemon Legends EA. Probably fake. It was posted on 4chan, so as always, take it with a massive grain of salt. But either way, it starts off by posting the title as Legends EA leaks posted by Anonymous on the 13th of January. Saying, my mum friend works at Game Freak HQ. She confirmed that the game will be getting Mega Zeraora, Mega Zygarde, Mega Kalos starters, Mega Charizard Z, Mega Gardevoir Z, Mega Lucario Z, Super Ash Greninja, a regional variant of Tinkaton, which is going to be Rock Fairy, a regional variant of Mightyena, Dark Ground, and a regional variant of Leavanny, which is going to be Grass Fighting. The EA Legendary is Steel Flying. The game takes place in a Renaissance era. We also see the ascendants of Professor Sycamore, Lysander, and Diantha. Mega boss battles confirmed, October release date. So make of that what you will. Probably BS. Super Ash Greninja just sounds super dumb. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on everything we covered in today's video. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's try and hit 500. Like I say, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, or ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.